Hi guys, I just got out of my morning meditation and I went in it with no other intention than to just be there, to sit with myself, check on my energy, see where it's at. I get so busy with being a mother and working and just so caught up with trying to get through the day and moving so fast that meditation really helps me return to myself and remember who I am, reconnecting with my soul. And what came up during my meditation got me really emotional. Haven't cried like that in a while, and I didn't even go into it with intention to heal anything, but it was so healing. My grandma and grandpa came through and they had a message for me that I would like to share with you because I feel like it's something that we all could relate to at the moment, and we could use a little of it for ourselves in our journey. And the message is all about self-acceptance. And for anybody who's been working on self-love, and you're working so hard and you're doing all these things with the consciousness of what's best for yourself and putting yourself first, committing to yourself, well, here's what we all need to remember is all of that self-improvement, all of that tending to our needs and giving ourselves what's good for us, all of that, it's not enough if you can't fully accept yourself. So my grandparents told me that they pushed for me to be here. They waited for me to be here. They wanted me to be born. They've loved me even before I was born. And no matter what I did, I was always enough. They couldn't love me more. And they want that for me. They want me to be able to see that for myself. So, in meditation, I kept, putting all these little pieces together. And I returned home. Returning to yourself feels like you're returning home. It's as if you were uprooted from your home and by force, and then you have to go through this long, arduous journey to get back to this home that you miss so much. So when you find it, of course, you're going to be flooded with all these emotions of love, joy, relief, and you just have to release it and cry, right? That's what it was like for me. This realization was a huge release for me. And in my mind, I was in Hawaii because that's where I feel most at home. And although I wasn't born there, it always feels like energetically I was supposed to be there. My mom and dad met and fell in love out there. But for personal reasons, they moved, and I was born here in California, born and raised. If you've ever been to Hawaii, there's something about the energy out there that is just so pure. And that is why energetically we feel most ourselves. We feel happier. It is a place of paradise. But we have to remember that's where we actually came from. We are spiritual beings who just chose to to come here, to have this human experience, to fully understand life. And with that, to fully understand life, we have to face all of the what we would call, or the imperfections of what is true, what is most real, you know. So returning to the topic of self-acceptance, it is important that we work on that, because we need to reprogram our minds to redefine what it means to just be. We were taught by society, even by our own parents, our family, that we have to work to be a certain way, that we have to work towards a certain life. So we always feel like we are not good enough because we have to work for more, to be more. We worry about the future because we are born and raised to build an ideal future for ourselves. So we miss out on what our present reality is. We get so caught up in our hustle, we miss out on the present. We seek happiness. That is what we are constantly doing. Everyone has been messaging me with, their struggle. And it is because everyone's just trying to be happy. Everyone's trying to find their happy. How can they be happy? Well, the root of happiness is self-acceptance, my friends. If we cannot accept ourselves completely for who we are, how are we going to accept happiness when it comes? How are we going to be open to receiving it? How do we know it? How can we truly recognize it to embrace and accept it when it's right there? Nothing would ever be good enough if we're not even good enough for ourselves, right? Our relationship with others is a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. So if you are seeking happiness, you need to first look within yourself to know what it feels like, to know what it feels like to be whole, so that when it's there, you know that's it. When we're constantly trying to work to be enough, we are creating this mentality. We're working from the state of mind that we already are not enough. We pick ourselves apart. We pick ourselves apart so much to where we're broken. We're breaking ourselves down. So how can we ever be happy if we're not even whole, right? I feel like the only way to heal that is to be compassionate with ourselves, to be gentle with ourselves, to be forgiving of our flaws, to understand that we were meant to be this way. We were meant to be imperfect because we're human. If we were perfect, we wouldn't even be here. We have to remember that we are spiritual beings who chose to be here, to live this life in this world, in this physical plane, with all of these things, all these concerns, because there was something we wanted to learn. But if we remember our true self, that we are more, that we are beyond all of this physicalness, if that's even a word, then we can fully accept and honor the person that we are. We can finally just be. There's a difference between self-esteem and self-acceptance. Self-esteem focuses on all the positive aspects of ourselves, right? We can stand confidently with self-esteem because we have something we're proud of that we're sharing, that, you know, presenting is the word. We can present ourselves with that. But self-acceptance is actually unconditional. It allows us to integrate our shadow, all of the darkness, with our light. It's not just about our light, it's about everything that makes us us, everything that makes up our being. Being able to fully accept that puts us in a place where we no longer reject aspects of ourselves and pick ourselves apart, you know. We no longer deny ourselves. When we don't do that, we remember who we are. We stop forgetting. So when we can fully accept everything that we are, we stop judging ourselves, we stop experiencing feelings of shame and guilt and blame. That's true happiness. It's not about working towards perfection. Because in doing so, that's where judgment exists. Because we have to judge what is perfect and what is not, right? So if we're trying to clear away all of that, then we have to fully accept and love every single part of us, every single part of our being. And that helps us enjoy our present reality, putting us in the now, not worrying about the future, not worrying about our past mistakes. It's just allowing ourselves to be who we are, allowing ourselves to experience what we experience, allowing ourselves to heal the way we need to build a happy life. If you want to build a happy life, you got to know what happy is. So that's happy. It's self-love, it's self-acceptance. So be compassionate with yourselves, master love, master your own mind, reprogram yourselves from everything that you were taught to believe, and you can really transform and change your experiences. So that is my message for you today. I love you all. You're so loved. Thankful for my grandparents who came through to help guide me with this and just remind me of that I am enough, and so are you.